Welcome one and all, I'm Decoy, and I got several fun little building ideas for you. Our first one comes to us courtesy of Gambit, one of our previous camps of the week. Now he's done something pretty fun with the rug trick. So basically to do the rug trick, you just need to take a floor mat, something like that, and you're going to go ahead and start stacking stuff on top of your floor mat. Then if you take your floor mat and put it on top of a power conduit, assuming you've pick the proper sized items, you can then slide it all in to where it looks like they're sitting on shelves. Pretty cool little idea. And it definitely looks way better having stuff on your shelves as opposed to bare. Next up, I don't know how many people have noticed this, but if you make a doorway on a foundation, you can then put a fence in the same area as your wall. And then you can go ahead and swap the door to a wall. Now, it gives a little bit of a different look to your structure, as well as adding a little bit of an added layer of protection to that wall. Now, I just kind of threw this thing in that if you really want to get a staircase up against the wall, you just got to mess around with the foundation a little bit and get it to line up just right. The downside to this is I can't bring a foundation back down to that foundation I'm standing on. It won't let you do it. It says the item is floating, even though we know it's connected. Fallout. Next up, power conduits. Alright, you can do some really cool stuff with power conduits. They're awesome little building tools. Now, I made a little bit of a hanging bed, even though it does kind of look like a porch swing. But your key to victory here is you want power conduits that aren't actually sitting on anything. The way I did these was I've made a table. I took that little small piece, put that on top of the table, then you connect the upright pieces to that piece. Then you can move the table away, get rid of it, and you'll still have your upright pieces there. Then you just got to figure out what you want to actually be hanging from the ceiling. Get that on a piece, slap it on there, and you're good to go. I know that probably sounded more confusing than it actually is. Now this, super simple. I love the idea, and I almost never see anybody doing it. Just take a sleeping bag, throw it on a couch. Now someone can sleep on the couch. Nice. Next up, this is something I did way back when I first got the Santa legs. And, you know, the game forces you to go build certain stuff to get atoms. So I found myself building this repeatedly just because I thought it looked funny. That, and when you look at it from the side, it actually looks appropriate. Santa is a Wendigo. Pretty cool. I know, not the most spectacular thing, but still looks cool. Now this idea comes to us courtesy of Zuka, yet another one of our previous camps of the week. And it is just too cool. Now Zuka set this up to where he's got vending machines behind the doors, and he can just flip a switch to open up his shop or close it down. Your key to victory here is go ahead and get your walls or your windows, whatever, in place, and then you can use the garage door and try to place it down in the exact same area as those walls. It's a really awesome look for your camp, and for people who don't know about that, they're going to be thoroughly impressed. Now, off on a side note, Graham just happened to be walking by, and as of the time of recording this, Graham doesn't work anymore. You know, thanks to people who are trying to break the game and do stupid stuff, and oh well, hopefully he'll be fixed soon enough. Next up on our build thing, this lovely little Nuka-Cola machine that turned into like a little porta-potty bathroom type area. Now you can put whatever you want in there. All you need is a Nuka-Cola door. You go ahead, put it in the doorway, then change your doorway to a wall. Then you've got a nice little tiny Nuka-Cola hidden area in your camp. Next up, this might not seem too spectacular, but there's a way to have like a Deathclaw head or whatever sitting on a table. And the Deathclaw head on a Deathclaw rug is slightly different than the mounted Deathclaw head. So what you got to do with this one is you put down a rug. Well, you put down the floor mat, then you put a rug on top of it. Have a doorway there. Slide it through the doorway on top of the table that you're wanting it on. Then change the wall to the door to a wall. Well, I'm getting confused. There's a whole lot of door wall things going on. Now this does not require any kind of wall trickery. Plain and simple, you can get that generator to go through the wall. Now there is a very fine line on the sweet spot that it'll let you place it down, but you can do it. And then you can have a windmill at your camp. Honestly, pretty cool idea. I actually saw that at someone else's camp a long time ago, and I wish I knew their name so I could give them props. Either way, moving on, this idea comes to us courtesy of Smoke, one of our other Camp of the Weeks from long ago. So he discovered that if you take the little guard post, you can set something on the guard post and then sink it down into the world. Now, I think he was doing it with fire barrels, but I just like the idea of taking a statue or one of the little monument type things and sink them down so that you can get rid of the base of the statue. That's going to wrap up all the little fun ideas I've got for you. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll try to bring you some more down the road as things come up. As usual, please remember to like, sub, and share. Later!